Hi, my name is Jamie, and I am an energy healer, and I just wanted to take a moment to let everybody know what it is that I do and why it is so successful with my clients. So basically, what I do is heal the energy field around the body. So for you to better understand that, I would just like to take an opportunity to explain some things. So in December of 2012, the Earth was recalibrated to a higher frequency. So what happened was the North and the South Pole switched, and the Earth actually rotated 6 degrees on its axis. What that caused was the Earth to vibrate at a higher level right at the core. So what's going on right now is this higher vibration is coming out and basically essentially making the whole Earth a higher vibration frequency being. We are Earth beings. So what's going on with us right now is we are experiencing this energy shift with the Earth, and what it's doing is it's sending out these high frequency energy vibrations. And what that's causing in people is dizziness, nauseousness, ear ringing. Basically, all of the symptoms that can't be diagnosed right now are actually caused from this higher vibration coming out of the core of the Earth and transmitting this higher vibration to us so we can raise our frequency as well. Now, the Earth has been 70 to 75 frequency, which is what we have been in the past, which is the third dimension. That's where we have been vibrating at, is in the third dimension. What we are going to is the fifth dimension, which vibrates at 111. Okay, here is where energy exists right now. We are an energy being. So our frequency is raising with the Earth's frequency. So what's going on for people is basically we're all being recalibrated to a higher frequency. So what that means for you basically is this. Everything that is going on in your life right now that no longer serves you, everywhere you're in places that don't make you happy, basically it's showing up in your energy system. So it's causing, basically it's causing you to wake up to what's going on in your life right now. Now, we are an energy being. So science tells us we have this great energy field around our body. Okay, not only is this an energy field, but it's actually a magnetic field. So this is where you're creating your life from. So basically what I have found is this. We are born to parents, okay, who have their energy fields. This is a magnetic field. Okay, so we know magnets attract. So what I found is you actually have planted your field with energy based on what your parents planted. And your parents have their field planted based on what their parents have. And their parents have their fields planted based on what their parents had, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So we are actually planted in our field from generations and generations and generations of energy. Okay? So if we envision our field being a garden, that kind of helps you to get a better visual here. So you understand that if you have a garden and you plant strawberries and you plant green peppers and you plant carrots, basically what happens is you continually water them, you weed them, and then you grow the plant and you harvest what you planted. So what I've found is we plant from our parents' energy systems, who are planting from their parents' energy systems, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, and then we have all of these, I'll say, basically, it's basically emotion, because emotion is a frequency as well. Okay, so the more you experience a certain emotion, so if you experience guilt a lot in your life, the more you experience an emotion, every time you think of an emotion, it actually basically essentially waters that emotional area. Okay, so if you experience guilt a lot in your life, it's because basically the more you think about guilt, the more you plant guilt in your garden, the bigger your area of planted guilt gets. Well, this is a magnetic field. So if you have a large area of guilt planted in your field, then what you're going to do is you're going to attract things to feel guilty about. So if you're operating from this place where you're continuously igniting guilt by thinking about guilt, you're going to be continually watering the guilt. Then you're going to be attracting things to feel guilty about. So what I do is essentially I am very aware of what's going on here for you. So what I do is I can pinpoint the emotion that you're struggling with the most. Okay? And then what we do is when we bring awareness to it, when we say, okay, you're struggling with a lot of guilt, and we basically essentially pinpoint, I don't even want to say where it came from, because sometimes it comes from all over different places. It's not just one thing that causes us to have emotion. This is your whole lifetime. You have your whole garden planted, again, from what your parents had. Okay, so you're operating from that emotion. The more you experience an emotion, the larger the area or the charge gets with an emotion. The less you experience an emotion, the smaller the area gets. So let's just say, if you're struggling with a lot of depression, okay, you're going to have a lot of fear. You're going to have a lot of problems with trust. You're going to have a lot of guilt. You're going to have a lot of these negative, toxic emotion, because what's going on is these are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're killing the smaller joy plants and the happiness plant. They're essentially taking over your garden, just like weeds, okay? So if you think about a garden and weeds essentially, they're toxic and they take over your whole garden. So in order to change that for you, basically what we have to do is we have to get to the core root of, okay, we don't want to have that emotion anymore. And so what I do is I am very aware of the emotion that you're holding on to around the body. And what we do is we erase it. So when we erase a large area of fear, guess what happens? You have a new whole patch of garden that has nothing planted. So then I give you practical, I'll say, ideas, suggestions, ways that you can start growing a different emotion. Now, where it comes key in this, we've all watched like The Secret or The Law of Attraction, and it's all based on that, because essentially you're planting what you want to attract. But the thing is you can't plant a seed. Like, you can't plant a carrot seed and then run out the next day and say, did it grow yet? No, you have to continuously plant it. You have to continuously water it, and you have to continuously be nurturing that emotion. Now, most people experience pretty significant change, I would say, especially within the first 24 hours. They start to notice that they're having maybe different things come out of their mouth. They're saying different things. They're feeling different emotion, because what happens is when we erase an emotion from your field here, it opens up space, but it also stops you from continually attracting more things. You know, if guilt is your big emotion, or if anger is your big plant here, and we erase a majority of your anger, then you're going to stop having continuous things to be angry about. So basically, when you do a session with me, we go through of your core emotions that you're struggling with, and we define, okay, you're struggling with, these are your 3 main core emotions that are coming through first. And we dissipate them, and we talk about different ways that we can start planning something different in your world and in your life. And then from there, basically what I like to do is I like to work with people to continually change things, because when we take off one area, something else might show up, and that might start getting ignited. So we're just basically essentially going to go through your field, and we're going to start dissipating the different areas that you have the toxic emotion that you don't want to deal with anymore. And once you heal that area of your life, heal that energy in your life, you can heal your whole life. So the people that I work with are really experiencing great, great, great change, because once we change the energy of the body, we change everything in your life. We change what's getting attracted into your life. We change how you deal with different emotion in your life. I give you tools to cope with the people that maybe ignite a certain emotion in your life. And again, once you take off the main charge, the main area of the emotion, then things to get, like once you take the main charge off anger, so many things for you to get angry about stop showing up in your life, and you get to choose a different emotion. You get to choose a different experience. And so in my sessions, that's what we do. And in my workshops, basically that's what we do as well. We talk a lot about emotion. We talk about if you're having issues with trust, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to dissipate. If you're having somebody come into your life, if you're repeatedly having people come into your life and take advantage of you, then how can we change that emotion? So that's what I do in my workshops. So if you are interested in having a session with me, or if you have more questions, please let me know. You can visit me online at www.jamiebatesenergyhealer.com, and we can talk about different, I'm basically going to start uploading different videos each week where we can talk about different emotion, how we can dissipate it, how we can get rid of it, and how we can really heal our energy and change our lives. Thank you very much and have a great day.